Wow, what a game! Some really incredible individual performances. I thought some really big time team performances. I think when you watch that basketball game, especially that second half, I think both teams were shooting over 60%. I think that doesn't happen a whole lot. I'm sure we could sit here and talk about our defense and maybe some different things that we were trying to do and trying to get with Smith there, especially late. That thought we were in a good spot a couple times. Thought we had a plan, but I think that's just Mackenzie Smith had a really, really unbelievable performance today. So hats off to her, to their staff. Nobody should have to lose that game, but really proud of our effort, proud of the way that our kids battled through a lot of foul trouble. Obviously we were short on numbers a little bit today, and hopefully that gets improved here in the next 72 hours. But I just thought a lot of people stepped up. You see, it's very easy to look at the score, the scorebook here, and see what Dugan did. I think, what do we have, 6 people in double figures. But Torrin Rogers coming in and playing 20 minutes today was unbelievably huge. And maybe that doesn't show up on the box score, but I thought she was great. Rachel had a huge take, I thought, in overtime. That was maybe the play of the game for us. I know, Brugler, I think that was her 5th. There, but you look at some periods of a big game and a big overtime game, and we had 3 freshmen on the floor. That doesn't happen a whole lot in college basketball anymore, so really proud of them.
At one point, you were up as many as 10, and then obviously it goes into overtime. Can you just sort of talk about how that sort of slipped away, but then you eventually pull ahead and get the win?
Yeah, I thought the end of that third quarter was rough on us. I think we had a 10-point lead. I thought a couple times, if I remember right, maybe had a couple good takes that just didn't finish, didn't go in, and I think a couple of those they ended up getting some transitions. So you talk about, it goes from 10. I think it went to 6 at the end of the third, and then they had the ball to start the fourth. And so there was a little bit of kind of what you said, but you knew this was going to be a dogfight, right? They were really, really talented. Obviously, Brugler was low on minutes tonight because of some foul trouble. You knew she'd be out there doing things, and we knew we were in foul trouble. So, I think there was a little bit there that we needed some kids to step up, and they did that. You knew it was going to come down to the end, and obviously it did.
How important was it that you won that game? You were able to finish. You made free throws at the end. You finished.
Yeah, I think huge for probably for everybody in the locker room, but the players. I think we've been on the short end of some of those this year. I think you get to a point of the season, you kind of are what you are. You are what your record says. I don't know that we necessarily deserve to be at 3 or 4, but I think that speaks to a lot of what this league is. And we keep talking about it, but it's another home game that you didn't want to drop another home game in this league. Obviously there's some tough road games coming up. Everything is tough, but I think you had to kind of come back from losing those first 2 home games in conference play. So I thought that was huge, but Rick, yes, it was a huge win. Don't get me wrong; it's important that we got the win, but I think it was really important for us to play well and for us to be in a close game and have kids step up. Not everything went our way. There was a couple possessions that we thought we had something, and then with a turnover, ended up with a missed layup. But our kids battled through, and really, really proud of them.
In 2.5 weeks, we have come to expect double-figure games from Maggie Dugan.
Yeah, she's really good, man. I think I've been telling people that for a long time, and probably here as of late, maybe telling her a little bit more of what I've been telling other people here for really probably the last year plus. We've talked about this. Maybe she's doing this a little bit earlier if the unfortunate injury didn't happen. But she just completely balled out today. And I think that was just putting her in some good spots and putting her in spots to kind of let her go to work, as we said. I thought she was fantastic with that. I know early, at least, I don't know what her assist number ended up with, 5 assists. To have 28 points and 5 assists from the post spot. I thought she really made some good decisions today too.
You mentioned the shooting, 58.3% from 3 overall. Can you just speak to how that sort of played a role today, and then how you'll take your 3-point shooting as a team forward closing out the season?
Yeah, it wasn't by design that we weren't shooting as many threes here as of late, but I think that's gone down. We had some matchups, or maybe we were trying to take advantage of things in the post, and kind of liked some things, or at least had some things today that we kind of wanted to kind of play that game and get some looks from 3. But to shoot dang near 60% from 3. I'm sure that they're in the locker room over there saying, that's just, a crazy game, that they're just, the way that went. But I do think it's been brewing. We had some, would we have 2 games in a row? We shot 16% from 3, and I thought we were a really, really good 3-point shooting team. So you kind of got to ride the wave to a certain extent. Today was our day. But that being said, I thought we created some really, really good shots today. I thought our ball movement was back to being there to have 20-plus assists. I thought Grace was fantastic getting in there, and I thought we really moved the ball. And, to say 17 turnovers, but how many of those were offensive fouls? I thought we really kind of took care of the basketball for the most part really well.
Then just finally, can you speak to the environment in the Robbins Center? Obviously, a lot of people come to support for playing for your fund there, and then also National Women's Day in Sports. Just speak to the environment there.
Yeah, I mean, really cool, and it was loud in there today. I think we talk about, obviously it's a fantastic arena, maybe on the large side for women's basketball, but we felt the presence there. I thought our bench was into it, so I felt whether calls were going our way or not going our way, you could tell from the audience, from the stands today, which I thought was just a really, really incredible atmosphere, and very thankful. I think a lot of people worked really hard for this game here today. Obviously, like you mentioned, the Play for K, the National Girls and Women's in Sports Day. No secret that this is a really important and special day for me and my family with the Play for K as well. And, we hadn't been making free throws, and we did today. So I think that's a good chunk of change. If I just now realize a pretty good chunk of change that we get to donate today because of our made free throws, but couldn't be happier that the ones that went in, especially late, couldn't be happier that they did go in.
I mean, for sure, coming in, it's an exciting game, playing one of the top teams in the conference, of course. We knew we had a heavy assignment, what we were dealing with. But in the warm-ups, we were all ready. We were ready. We were excited. We had a really good warm-up. We were hitting our shots, and I think that showed. We came out fighting very strong, and I think we knew it wasn't going to be an easy game. As the game showed going into overtime, we kept it going. Even late foul calls with Maggie and Addie. But, I mean, it's a team game, and we all played through it, and it was an incredible win for us. I'm really proud of us.
You had 6 players across the board in double figures. Can you just sort of speak to your play and your teammates' play? You're all sort of stepping up in big moments.
Of course. Recently, this past week, we've been talking about getting in. Rochelle's been telling the point guards, get in the paint. We get in the paint, you can dish it out. You're drawing too. I think we've really been emphasizing our ball movement, our player movement. I think that really showed today. The ball was moving today, as you said, multiple people in double figures, and that just showed.
Early on, perhaps you were not the most efficient free throw shooter, but in the last couple minutes when it counted,
Yes.
you nailed them all. Talk about that.
I mean, Rochelle always tells me, you're going to make them. He has faith in me. I just had faith in myself and practicing the free throws. Took my time on them, took a deep breath, and they went in.